Greetings, fellow artists! We're going to make some art today, but I don't have any art supplies, you say. It doesn't matter. Do you have a pen and a piece of paper? After all, the cave artist only had spit ashes and ground minerals. Look at the beautiful stuff they did. So here's just your regular high-tech average American pen, and I've got some copy paper here. I spilled some coffee on it, and we're going to make Happy Apple. All drawings are made out of shapes. The apple is an apple shape, sort of roundish. You notice that I'm doing it kind of light and rough. That's how you want to start your drawing, light and rough. You can diddle around with it later and make it nice. An apple also has a stem will. That's another shape on the round apple. And he has a stem. And we're going to make the drawing a little bit more definite right now. Okay, that's alright. That's a start. Let's see. We gotta decide where's the light coming from. Very important. The light's coming from here. You don't need to draw this on your paper. You need to keep it in mind, though. No matter what you're drawing, the light is affecting everything you're drawing. Well, we know that the light's hitting there, so there'll be a highlight right there. I'm not going to put any color on that at all. And let the white of the paper come through. I know that it's going around. And it's dark on this side, because the light's on the other side. Now, I'm using just pen strokes, and they're kind of roundish. You see that? They're not straight up and down. They're kind of following the contour of the round apple. To make lighter areas, you just make your pen marks a little further apart. And obviously, to make darker, you put them very close together. Darker, darker, darker. We want a gradient. It doesn't go in sudden jumps. It goes smoothly around the smooth apple, right? So I want to be black all the way over to extremely light gray. Alright, well, that's a start. What else? The light's hitting down here, too. And what's that doing to these objects? Well, we need an object first. Alright, hitting there, it's going down, around. Oh, it's bending away, so it's darker right there. You gotta keep thinking this as you're drawing anything. What is the light doing to it? We don't see anything without light. What else? Oh, this is casting a shadow, kind of a roundish shadow going up there. The shadow is being cast from the stem. And oh yeah, it's going to be darker on one side of the stem than on the other. So there we go, stem. Now my gradient, I think, is pretty bad, so I'm going to work on that some more. What else is happening? Let's see, we got a table back there so he's not levitating. And it casts a shadow, an apple-shaped shadow. The very darkest part of your drawing is where the object meets the road, you might say. There's no light getting under there at all. It's going to be pretty dark. It's going to get lighter and lighter as it goes away from that area. So we want another gradient for the shadow. Closer together for darker, further apart for lighter. Thinking about the light, what's it doing? Now this is called cross-hatching, and that just means that I went one way with the lines, now I'm going the other way to darken it. And once again, if they're closer together, it's darker. If they're further apart, it's lighter. now that you have the shape and you got your light established, now you can diddle around and make it all pretty, and don't get bogged down in the details at the beginning. That's a common mistake. Don't do it. Start out loose and then tighten it up. Now I'm cross-hatching on the apple, but I'm using curvy lines. You see how I'm using slightly curvy lines? Because the apple is a curvy thing. If you were doing, say, a building with right angles, you could use straight up and down lines. But let's keep with the contour of our object. That's getting better. I'll show you an art trick. Over here on the light side, if we can make that background, which is a wall, darker, it'll show your light side better. It's the contrast that makes things pop out and be visible. So it's a little art trick. You see it in a lot of art. On the light side, they'll put a darker background behind there, and you hardly notice, but you will notice. And just to be consistent, the wall goes back there too, but I want that to be light against the dark side. And I go like, oh, that's not good enough. It needs to be more and darker. Getting there. Now I'm cross-hatching the background. So I got a real dark spot back there, which shows you the light part of the apple. And I'm going to try to fade it off. And I'm going like, well, the apple does have some color. It's not white on that side. So I wish it was a nicer gray. All artists do this at some point. I'm like, I don't necessarily like that window right on the apple. I'm going to try to soften that up a little bit, so it's not so, rectangular. Now this is what artists call a study. A study is something done kind of quick on inexpensive paper because we're trying to learn something. It's kind of like practicing the violin. You can't play the violin very well if you don't practice. So this is often just to understand something. Like, what does the light do when it hits the stem? Something like that. We're just goofing around. They don't usually come out well. Every now and then they come out pretty nice and you can frame the darn thing. Not usually though. This is studying. It's like taking notes. Don't forget to sign it. Well, let's see here. Do we love this? We don't love this. We could do better. That's what I always say. So, well, I've got plenty of paper. I could do it again. So keep arting and have a great week.